Hi, welcome, and thank you for tuning into Kirb Appeal, a limited series celebrating the 30-year history of everyone's favorite little pink hero, Kirby. I am Alex Reynolds, and today we're going to be jumping into Kirby's Return to Dreamland. Now, I normally don't do this up front, but because Return to Dreamland Deluxe is coming out this week and a lot of people are going to be playing this adventure for the first time, I do want to give a heads up that I will be going into story spoilers for the game. So without further ado, let's hop on a Warp Star and head back to the fall of 2011.
Alone, they are incredible. Together, unstoppable. They are King Dedede, Meta Knight, Waddle Dee, and Kirby, and Kirby, and Kirby, and Kirby. Together, 4 players can control a superpowered Kirby and his sidekicks to battle bosses and bad guys. The new Kirby's Return to Dreamland game, exclusively for Wii. Rated everyone 10 and up.
Kirby's Return to Dreamland was released for the Wii in North America on October 21st, 2011, and in Japan on October 27, 2011. On August 8th, NASA launched the space probe known as Juno, the first solar-powered spacecraft to be sent to an outer planet in an effort to further study the planet Jupiter. Juno has already challenged a lot of existing theories about the origins of Jupiter, and its mission has actually been extended to 2025.
Space!
October 18th was what was known as the Zanesville Massacre, where a private owner in Ohio released his collection of 48 exotic animals into the community, including wolves, bears, tigers, and lions. Local law enforcement, along with Jack Hanna, hunted and killed all of them by 8 o'clock the next morning.
So much death.
Halloween 2011 was the date symbolically selected by the United Nations as the day the Earth's population surpassed 7 billion. Spooky. In pop culture of 2011, everybody was planking and fridging, sharing captioned pictures of hipster Ariel with some truly ridiculous glasses, and ironically enjoying Rebecca Black's viral hit Friday. Popular music of the fall of 2011 included Moves Like Jagger by Maroon 5 featuring Christina Aguilera.
Kiss me on the cheek and I'll show you all the moves like Jagger. I got the moves like Jagger.
Party Rock Anthem by LMFAO. And FU by CeeLo Green. Popular movies in the fall of 2011 included Real Steel, The Adventures of Tintin, and The Muppets. On television in 2011, September 23rd marked the end of the soap opera All My Children after more than 10,000 episodes over 41 years. And we saw the debut of New Girl, Hell on Wheels, and Boss.
Pretending I was a UN interpreter. Oh, good Lord.
Other popular video games of 2011 included Uncharted 3, Metal Gear Solid HD Collection, FIFA 12, Dead Space 2, and Mass Effect 2.
I am the very model of a scientist Solarian. I've studied species Turian, Asari, and Batarian.
Elsewhere in video games, the first Minecon was held in Las Vegas, celebrating the video game Minecraft. And on December 17th, the PlayStation Vita was released in an effort to compete with the newly released Nintendo 3DS, but it didn't quite take off and was soon overshadowed by the release of the PlayStation 4.
For the players.
Over at Nintendo, 2011 saw the release of the Wii Family Edition, and with it Mario Kart 7, Super Mario 3D Land, and a little game called Kirby's Return to Dreamland. The journey of Kirby's Return to Dreamland actually began back in the year 2000 with the release of Kirby 64 The Crystal Shards. Due to the commercial success of that game, the plan was to create a follow-up for the GameCube, one that expanded upon the 3D designs in a 2D platformer and offered up to 4 computer-controlled helpers at once. The GameCube version of the game was even previewed at the 2005 E3 convention, but it wouldn't live to see the year 2006. HAL Laboratory's reach exceeded their grasp when it came to the 4 helper-at-once everyone's programming demands, and as a consequence, this version of the game was fridged until over a decade later when the concept would be retooled for Kirby Star Allies. Meanwhile, a second Kirby platformer was developed that had Kirby exploring a fully 3D open world on floating islands, not unlike Bomberman 3D or Super Monkey Ball. Current president of HAL Laboratory, Shigefumi Kawase, was a game producer at the time and described the gameplay of this version as extremely challenging. HAL Laboratory ultimately could not bring the overall quality of the game up to meet that challenge, so this game too was scrapped. But we would see many of its design elements retooled again for 2022's Kirby and the Forgotten Land. The next attempt at a Kirby GameCube platformer was a spiritual successor to Kirby's Epic Yarn and Kirby Canvas Curse in that it featured pop-up book-style graphics, simplifying the design of the game but once again hitting a wall with the incorporation of simultaneous multiplayer, especially when it came to copy abilities and power-ups. This ended up being the last of what's internally known at Nintendo as the 3 lost Kirby games, because eventually the clock ran out and Nintendo ended up releasing the Wii, eliminating the need for a new GameCube game. Throughout the 2000s though, video game publications would go back and forth on whether or not a new Kirby game was coming. Nintendo Power said that it wasn't, IGN said that it was, E3 2007 said that it was, Nintendo Magazine said that it wasn't.
I don't even know it's real anymore.
But work finally began in earnest on a new Kirby title for the Wii in 2010, with Kirby franchise general director Shinya Kumazaki stepping in to lead the project. Kumazaki had not directed a Kirby game since Kirby Superstar Ultra a few years prior. Because each of the 3 lost Kirby games were in a state of partial completion, each representing years of work by dedicated game designers, Kumazaki began what would eventually become Kirby's Return to Dreamland by deciding what elements of those 3 games could be salvaged and adapted to the Wii. Those 3 lost games actually served as a sort of practice round for the game developers when it came to figuring out how to program Kirby's moveset and copy abilities, so this made the 4-player simultaneous play mode a lasting desire for Kirby's next home console game their biggest challenge. It wasn't something that they rushed into, however. Producer Hitoshi Yamagami and managing director Yurie Hattori were determined to make this game a success and didn't want to overwhelm the team that was doing it. So they had the programmers begin as though they were creating a simple single-player side-scroller. Once everyone was in the groove of development and felt confident doing that, they added the 3D elements, then the super abilities, then the multiplayer component. All these pieces built on each other over time. Shinya Kumazaki actually created a digital progress board for the expansive programming team, displaying screenshots to show how far the game had come, which kept everyone excited about it as they went along and added more pieces. This structure of design was actually born from Kumazaki's own philosophy when it came to telling a Kirby story. He wanted an easy gameplay in the first half of the game and a sudden increase in tension for the second half. Just as he wanted to challenge Kirby, he wanted to challenge his designers. Kumazaki was so invested in this new Kirby game that he would use his weekends to design and implement new specs for the game while the majority of the design team went home. But for the few designers that remained, this was considered a fun time to experiment and resulted in things like Kirby's Super Inhale and its interaction with cooperative players. In my previous video for the original Kirby Superstar on the SNES, I talked about how Nintendo's Shigeru Miyamoto had a dream to make a cooperative play 2D side-scroller game and had tried for years to do so with Mario, and he achieved it with the new Super Mario Bros. Wii, but Kumazaki actually took it a step further in Kirby's Return to Dreamland by allowing human players to enter and leave the stage at will, evolving the CPU helper system from Kirby Superstar and the first Lost Kirby game. Another first for this game in the Kirby franchise was the addition of carryable items for Kirby and friends. Especially since the other 3 characters wouldn't necessarily have copy abilities, Kumazaki thought that the addition of things like cannons and bombs added to the fun of cooperative play. And speaking of cooperation, Jun Ishikawa and Hirokazu Ando, the voice of Magalor, returned to write the music, creating over 45 arrangements of new and classic Kirby tracks for the game, including the absolutely beautiful titular track, Return to Dreamland. Kumazaki and crew were meticulous in making sure each level was accessible and fun for a single player as much as it was for 4, perfecting each stage one room at a time until the game was finished. 11 years had passed since Kirby 64, but HAL Laboratory finally had a new, traditional Kirby platformer for a home console, Kirby Wii Super Friends. No, sorry, wait, that was the original title, but they changed it to Kirby's Return to Dreamland, and the story of this game starts a little something like this. On an unassuming day on planet Popstar, Kirby is running along the road in a grassy field with a slice of shortcake in hand, pursued by King Dedede and Bandana Waddle Dee, past Meta Knight who is quietly reading a book under a knoll. All of this is interrupted when a hole appears in the sky above, out of which comes the Lore Star Cutter. The ship crashes into the countryside, shedding parts as it goes, as Kirby and his companions give chase. Once they catch up with the downed ship, they enter to find Magalor, an alien clad in a blue robe, unconscious on the floor. Once Magalor comes to, he immediately rushes to the ship's console to assess the damage, finding that 5 major pieces of the ship were lost, along with all 120 of its energy spheres. At this, he begins to sulk, prompting Kirby to approach and cheer him up. The party agrees to help this stranger by tracking down the missing pieces. For a game called Return to Dreamland, the biggest and most significant piece of Kirby lore actually comes in the form of Magalor's homeworld, Halcondra. This is the first distant land in a Kirby game that exists in another dimension, but it wouldn't be the last. It's unclear whether this is the only other dimension, especially at this point in Kirby history, but just as Kirby's home dimension can house Dreamland, Patchland, Ripple Star, etc., there's really no reason to think that another dimension can't house Halcondra, Galactonite, and the New World, but we can only really speculate. The only thing that we do know for sure from this game is that another dimension was home to the great architects of Kirby's universe known only as the Ancients. We don't know exactly when the Ancients populated Halcondra, but we do know that they did exist there alongside the Dragonlandia, the Master Crown, and Magalor's ship, the Lore Star Cutter, the impetus behind the first 2/3 of this game. It's no halberd, but it's still a beautiful ship, and a powerful one. In the words of Magalor himself, "The Lore is a legendary Halcondran vessel crafted by the Ancients. It's said that an incredible power was used to construct it. I excavated this ship from the volcano where Landia dwells and repaired it, and I couldn't help but make a few upgrades before taking it for a spin. Legend also says that this ship has a mind of its own. I'm not so sure." Magalor also implies that these same Ancients are responsible for building the Star Rod from Kirby's Adventure and Nova from Kirby Superstar. Once Kirby and friends gather the lost pieces of the lore, Magalor makes good on his promise and takes them all to Halcondra, where he tasks them with defeating the Dragonlandia, who he claims is an evil beast taking over the planet. But Magalor is lying! He is a lying liar of lies, like Marx before him, and there's actually some strong implications that Magalor knows Marx, all but confirmed in later games, which means that Magalor knows of Kirby before they ever met. Anyway, as it turns out, the ancients of Halcondra knew and trusted Landia enough to leave them in charge of both the lore and the Master Crown which they wear on their topmost head. This was Magalor's ultimate goal, to steal and possess the crown and become the all-powerful ruler of the universe. So, after being forgiven by Landia for the mistake, Kirby and his friends fly off to defeat Magalor. This twist is one of the worst kept secrets in the Kirby fandom, but its legacy is still felt over 10 years later. Don't get me wrong, Marx was the first of Kirby's great betrayers, but he came rolling in out of nowhere on a beach ball and started telling Kirby what to do. Magalor appealed to Kirby's good nature, asking him for help, which is what Kirby does best and without question. Having such a charming, charismatic, and grateful friend do such a heel turn, not to mention tricking Kirby into fighting one of the good guys, Landia, is a truly confidence-shattering heartbreak, and the fans have been suspicious of any new friend of Kirby's ever since. Anyway, Magalor is ultimately defeated through the use of Kirby's Super Sword ability in a dimension-shattering display of style and power. In a pre-release interview with Satoru Iwata, Kumazaki had said that I really like making bosses. When it comes to the last boss in particular, we've prepared something for the climax that will blow your mind, talking about the sudden betrayal and also the final super ability. After Magalor's defeat, Landia and the lore escort Kirby and friends back to Popstar. The game ends abruptly there, with Magalor's fate left open-ended until Kirby's Dream Collection the following year, but more on that later. But also, an epilogue for Magalor has been hinted at for Kirby's return to Dreamland Deluxe, so we may finally see what becomes of him once he was liberated from the Master Crown in the context of the game's main story. One important thing to note is that in the extra mode of the game, it's pretty strongly implied that Magalor was being puppeted by the crown itself. Like the One Ring, the crown was using Magalor as a tool for its own purposes. This means that before the ancients left Halcondra, they had tasked Landia with protecting the lore Starcutter, but with guarding the Master Crown. Magalor and Landia would go on to appear in future Kirby games and are definitely the most significant lore characters in the Kirby canon from Kirby's Return to Dreamland. But there are plenty of other characters populating both dimensions in this game, and that leads us to this episode's minor Troublemaker roll call. We have Armor D, Babbitt, Barbar, Barracu, Blade Knight, Blipper, Bouncy, Bouncy Sis, Bobby,
Boobies?
Bronto Burt, Broom Hatter, Bulby, Cappy, Carrie D, Cerulean, Chili, Clane, Coldso, Como, Kraby, DeGout, Doomer, Dudersnake, Doobier Jr., Elec, Fatty Puffer Jr., Flamer, Foley, Galbo, Gemra, Gigatso, Glunk, Gordo, Hothead, Hunter Scarfy,
We're being hunted.
Iron Barbar, Jackal, Kaboo, Knuckle Joe, Lanzer, Leafan, Metalbit, Moonja, Mopu, Mumbies, Needless, Nruff, Naughty, Algulf, Pacto, Parasol Waddle D, Pierce, Fluid, Poppy Brothers Jr., Puppet D, Rocky, Scarfy,
Clever girl.
Searches, Shelt, Shotzo, Sir Kibble, Snowl, Sodori, Sparky, Squishy, Starman, Super Blade Knight, Super Chili, Super Hothead, Super Waddle Doo, Tick, Totanga, Twister, Volto, Waddle D, Waddle Doo, Waif, Walkie, Waypod, Water Galbo, and Whippy.
Now whip it!
Our mid-bosses are Bonkers, Dubior, Gigant Edge, Kibbleblade, King Dew, Moundo, Sphere Doomer, Super Bonkers, and Water Galbaros. And our bosses are Wispy Woods, Mr. Duder, Fatty Puffer, Goriath, Grand Doomer, Metal General, HRD3, Landia, Lore and Magalor, Magalor, Magalor Soul, Galactonite, Waddle Tank, Mecha Kawasaki, and Robo DDD. And while we do have an extremely fun and colorful cast of enemies and bosses in this game, Return to Dreamland's real draw and achievement comes in the form of its allies, which leads us into talking about the gameplay. All things considered, this is a fairly traditional side-scrolling Kirby game updated with 3D graphics. As Kirby, you navigate enemies, pits, falling platforms, dropping hazards, and other typical video game obstacles. As usual, Kirby is able to inhale enemies or tap a copy essence to gain a new power or ability to help in navigating each stage. Return to Dreamland features 23 copy abilities in all, fewer than most Kirby games, but it adds new movesets to many familiar abilities and gives us 4 new ones. There's Whip, Water, Spear, and Leaf.
My favorite.
The collection mechanic from previous Kirby games returns for this one in the form of energy spheres, the collecting of which opens up sub-games and challenge rooms in the lore Star Cutter. Each stage ends with a goal game and each level ends with a boss. However, Kirby is not alone in his quest this time. At any point during a level, a second, third, or fourth player can join the game by engaging their own Wii controller. The cost of admission is one of Kirby's extra lives, but if there are no extra lives, then the newcomer appears with a quarter of their full health. Players can join as either King Dedede, Meta Knight, Bandana Waddle Dee, or one of 3 Kirby color variants. The other Kirbys have all the same abilities as Kirby Prime, but the other characters closer mimic other copy abilities. King Dedede functions as the hammer ability, but doesn't lose the ability after performing hammer throw. Meta Knight's moveset is similar to both the sword and wing abilities, not unlike Meta Nightmare Ultra from Kirby Superstar Ultra. And Bandana Waddle Dee is finally gifted with his trusty spear and is able to do everything that the spear ability allows. Each character has their own variation of flying or floating to keep up with Kirby as well. In addition to cooperative play, the characters can also piggyback on each other, maintaining the speed they would as a single character, but also gaining the ability to perform a team attack with a simultaneous push of the A button. The attack is led by whichever character is at the bottom of the piggyback stack. Kirby releases a gust of wind from his mouth, Meta Knight unleashes a powerful energy beam from Galaxia, King Dedede does a devastating ground pound with his hammer, and Bandana Waddle Dee volleys a trio of energy sparks in all directions with his spear. As if all of that wasn't enough, Kirby's Return to Dreamland marks the return of characters giving each other a little kiss to share health. Whether traveling solo or in a group, Kirby's Return to Dreamland has our hero navigating a total of 8 different levels, and they are Cookie Country, Raisin Ruins, Onion Ocean, White Wafers, Nutty Noon, and after being taken to Halcondra, Egg Engines, Dangerous Dinner, and the vast emptiness of another dimension. In a clever bit of foreshadowing, the first letters of each level when put together spell out the word crowned. In addition to the 4-player co-op mode, the other biggest addition to the game and the hardest design challenge for Kumazaki and team came in the form of the super abilities. There are 5 super abilities to choose from, and they typically appear close to the end of a stage and shortly before Kirby comes across an interdimensional portal that takes him to fight a Sphere Doomer. The super abilities are Ultra Sword. When activating this ability, Kirby swings a giant sword, cutlass, shanai, meat cleaver, galaxia, bluefin tuna, or a golden fan, destroying anything in its path. Snowball. Kirby turns into a giant snowball that picks up speed upon shaking the Wiimote, knocking over enemies and obstacles. Monster Flame. Kirby summons a long, flaming dragon that burns through any enemies or obstacles in its path. Grand Hammer. The user can shake the Wii Remote to use either the Grand Hammer, the Super Hammer, or the Super Hammer Plus to generate a shockwave or pound objects downward. And Flare Beam. Kirby creates a massive ball of energy that can be moved around the screen for a short period of time, destroying enemies or lighting up switches. The super abilities were actually a design element left over from the 3rd Lost Kirby game, and at the time were deemed way too complicated. When asked why the super abilities were included in Return to Dreamland, producer Hitoshi Yamagami said, "Because they look so awesome." Kumazaki elaborated by saying, "You can do anything using a super ability. You can destroy landforms, and if there's something huge, you can burn it up. Ideas were coming to us right and left, but actually implementing them was hard. We cut down on the frequency and types, focused on power and surprise, and took care not to destroy the overall game's Kirby atmosphere and tempo. Ultimately, the crew thought that the super abilities created a hero moment for Kirby, culminating in his final blow against Magalor at the end of the game. Kirby's Return to Dreamland is one of the definitive titles in the Kirby franchise and sets the tone for what it continues to be today under Kumazaki, so I was really excited to play it. As always, you can see my first Twitch stream on the channel already, but for the highlights from the rest of my own Return to Dreamland, it is time for the actual play segment of the episode that I like to call Kirby Your Enthusiasm. Let's go. 4 players, anytime. No, I will be alone. Okay. Oh, I love the music already. Bing. Oh no, I should have spit him out like it said. Waddle Dee's first thing. Oh man. Oh. Today I actually learned that Sword Knight is left-handed and Kirby wields the sword in his right hand. The only game where this changes is actually Kirby in the Forgotten Land, where Sword Knight starts to use his own right hand. So sorry for the left hand southpaw erasure, folks. My partner is among them, and I apologize on behalf of Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Swat. Bronto Bart! Hiya! A big star! Perfect. Okay. Solely underwater for this one, it looks like. That's fine. Oh, there's a new friend. He's got little grabbies. I like him. Blah, blah. I cannot do a water gun down. I'm gonna get those cherries. Excuse me, squishy. Oh! I gotta be more careful. I can't just rush in like that. You know what? I think I will take your powers. Since you were so rude. Oh, what do we have here? Kibble Blade. Let's go ahead and take your power. Aha. First one? Yes, good. Candy, pineapple, candy, crab. Ah. Well, hang on. Is there something over here? Nope, nothing over there. I can do a downward facing. Okay, as long as I have room to swim down, I can do a downward water gun. Good. Learning things every day. Free them! Free them! Free the barracudas! Banana. Flipper. Ruining everything, buddy. How do I get in there now? Can I drain the water somehow? Oh no, I bet my my spear can go under there. Or not. Aha, it can. I got a little harpoon. Free them all! Oh. Well, why would you be giving me a bomb this late in this room? Unless you wanted to go to the next one. Let's go. What is this? A shoe! Oh, a zombie stomping boot. With my choice of headgear, this is actually quite adorable. And assuming, yes, I can stomp on spikes with it. Oh no. I needed that food. Oh no, my boot! I lost my boot. There's another boot. Hey, more one-ups for me. Big ups for Kirby. Smash it. Flippers. Ooh, E-Longo, I think. Maybe a different eel. I don't know if that's like a reimagining of E-Longo, or if that's just a different kind of eel. We'll find out. Can I hurt you at all? No, you are invulnerable. Good for you. Proud of you. Energy spheres complete. Glad I didn't have to fight another one of those little dudes. Wasn't feeling it. Oh, they're kissing. Excuse me, Squishy. And we're out. Goal game. Hooah! 2 again. I'm off my game. Stage 2 complete. Did I unlock anything cool in Magalor's ship? I did. Scope shot. Alright. Yeah, let's go get it. More Star Cutter. It's really hard not to sing along. This music is great. Scope shot. Take aim and press A to shoot. Work together to destroy everything. Okay. Let's do it. Let's try it. Oh boy, okay. This is gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough. Okay. Oh, get him, get him, get him, get him, get him. Total destruction, total destruction. Get that missile, get that missile. His little parasol. Gotta get his little hand. Gotta get the missile. What about Kaboo? Kaboola. I'm missing something. Missing something off of his little butt. Oh, his tracks. I gotta get his tracks. Did I get him? Seems like it. Hello, Landia. You're adorable. Taking a lot of risks here without knowing Landia's movesets yet. Oh god, yep, like that, for example. Didn't see that coming. Oh look, 4 little babies. Oof, my goodness. I need to just like slow down and pay attention. My little leaves go flying. Well, that's like they're playing catch. Oh. Landia. Okay, they're breathing, they're alive, they're okay. Bravo, Kirby. You've truly earned your reputation as a hero. Your help defeating Landia was invaluable. Ah, at long last, it's mine. The source of limitless power, the Master Crown! Oh, he did a big betray. Obtaining this crown has been my ultimate goal all along. DDD. Fine, let me explain everything. I fought Landia by myself and lost, so I fled to planet Popstar. That's when the thought struck me. I could have you defeat Landia for me. A stroke of genius, I know. You even helped me repair my star cutter. I really did appreciate that, by the way. Anyway, mwahaha, the time has come for your planet. No, the time has come for the entire universe to bow down to me. And for being such a big help in all of this, your planet gets to go first. Prepare to bow, Popstar. Welcome your new overlord. Oh, Kirby. Oh, Landia. Oh. Oh. Yeah, let's go. You know I didn't mean it. You know I made a mistake. Yeah, let's go. Big smile. Relate another dimension. Oh boy. I love this. This is very classic Kirby. In the last phase of the game, it becomes this bullet hell. I don't need to be a hero. I mean, yes I do. I need to be the hero of Dreamland. I just don't need to take any unnecessary risks, is what I meant by that. Candy. Give me that candy. I'm Landia. I'm Landia. You know who you're messing with. I'm Kirby of the Stars. Is that it? Nope, we continue. Oh, we can't hurt those things. Okay, I thought I just wasn't, like, hitting them hard enough. Give me that meat. Give me that meat. Yeah, only one of you really matters here. Easy does it, easy does it, easy does it. Steady as she goes. Fruit, fruit, fruit. I love you, Landia. You're doing a great job. Stage 3, right? No? Oh, right to Magalor. You were my friend. I trusted you. You gave me such fun activities to do on your ship. Alright, you and me, buddy. Lore and Magalor. I imagine it's gotta be lore first, right? It's gotta be the Star Cutter before I get the ultimate betrayer guy, betrayer friend. False friend. You're like Marks, but worse. Blast, 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 pow, 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 pow. We got him, Landia. We got him, Landia. French fries in space. We got him. Let's do it. Ooh, red ones. Okay. We can't turn around. We can't turn around. Oh. Yep. You can't hurt us. You won't get us. I'm gonna start all your movesets all over again now, huh? Yeah, see where that gets you. Oh, I'm very confident with Landia. I feel very adept at piloting Landia. A couple more ought to do it. Oh, you coward. Okay, here we go. There we go. Gotcha. Yeah, it's not even close to done yet, is it? Nope, we took down your ship a second time. Let's go, crew! I know that you were with me the whole time in spirit. I gotta get some people to play this game 4-player mode when it comes out on the Switch. Yes, Meta Knight. Oh no! Meta Knight! No! Oh, it's just Kirby. I hope Landia's okay. Oh, I've still got Leaf. We're gonna keep Leaf. That is surprisingly absent in that lineup, so I think I'm bringing a secret weapon here, right? That's how that's gonna work. Ooh. Big scream. Okay. I am using the awesome power of nature. Oh no, my leaf. You trickster. Come on, Magalor. Is that all you got? Well, here, let's try to pay attention to what he's doing before we... Ooh, we don't want to go in there, I bet. Yes, spin, 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 doing a disco. Oh god, oh dear lord. No, Kirby, come on. Magalor. Oh, no, no. Monster Flame! Yes! Haha! Face me! Face me! Face me, you fool! Almost got him. There we go. That's one. And it's two. Oh. He stole it. He stole my power. It's gonna be Flare Beam. There's three. Don't want to go in there. Oh no, you dodged. How foolish. There we go. Just one more ought to do it. Oh, you got me. What am I gonna get in with? Oh, of course. Yes. I can think of nothing better for the final blow. Oh boy. Oh. Oh, oh. Hate to do it. You did a big betray. That was very exciting. That was very fun. We're not done yet. A leaf guy. A leaf guy. Of course I'm going to use the leaf guy. Oh! I don't know your moveset. I don't know your moveset, Magalor Soul. Nope. Dead. Alright, where do we don't have to start from Magalor. No. Beans. Spear? No, that's a bad choice. Yeah, I guess water. Oh, no, we're starting right from Magalor Soul. Okay. Haha. No, thank you. Oh no. My water. My water. Ha! Water's been working out pretty well so far. Oh, nope. Oh, haha. Come on, buddy. Oh, my goodness. I'm getting completely pummeled this time. Oof. Fries. I need French fries. What's the pattern? What's the pattern? Woohoo. What exactly are you doing? And should I move? Yeah, I suppose. Oh, we got him. Is there a phase 3? Or did we get him? Oh, okay. I think he's done. I think we got him. Alright, only died once in that whole boss fight, so feeling good about that. Reviews for Kirby's Return to Dreamland in 2011 were mainly positive, with reviewers relishing in the return to basics after so many innovative and experimental titles were released over the last few years. The environments and graphics in particular were praised for being beautiful and vibrant, and the only real criticisms came in the form of how simple and easy the game was in terms of gameplay. The aggregate score for Kirby's Return to Dreamland is an 80%, but I'm going to go ahead and bump that up to a 90%, so take that. I wholeheartedly agree that this game was a back to basics for Kirby, and maybe it was because I had such a bad time playing Kirby Mass Attack, but I was so grateful for that return to form. This game is engaging and fun and fast-paced and funny, and it was Kumazaki's first time directing a Kirby title that wasn't a remake of something that came before it. But just like with Kirby Superstar Ultra, he shows a reverence for where Kirby comes from, but also makes room for fun innovations and evolution. He set the tone for the kind of Kirby director he was going to be going forward, and the kind of hero that he wanted Kirby to be. Not just Kirby, but Meta Knight, DDD, and Bandana Waddle Dee as well. And I would of course be remiss if I didn't mention the character who firmly planted their legacy in the Kirby franchise after this game, this episode's MVP, the most valuable Poyo of Kirby's Return to Dreamland, Magalor. Putting aside the fact that his betrayal is one of the most memorable moments in Kirby lore, Magalor is smart, powerful, clever, and his design is absolutely perfect. He's so cute. He goes on to appear in many Kirby games after this, and he has become an iconic frenemy as Marx or even Meta Knight, and I'm excited to see what Return to Dreamland Deluxe has in store for him, but until then, here's to the mischievous magician Magalor.
Oops, I did it again. I played with your heart, got lost in the game.
And that is a wrap on Kirby's Return to Dreamland. Thank you as always to Azure Flux for the use of the Kirb Appeal theme song, I Ate All the Snacks, that is off their album Pocket Boy. You can find a link to their channel as well as all of our sound effects in the description, and thank you as always for tuning in. Our next episode is going to be looking at Kirby's Dream Collection, and your best chance to see that, as much as I don't want to be known on the internet, is to like and subscribe, as I don't have a release schedule. So until next time, this is Alex Reynolds with Kirb Appeal, reminding you to be kind, be brave, and consume your enemies. Take care. The Lore Star Cutter, the impetus behind the first 2/3 of this game. It's no halberd, but it's still a beautiful ship and